put it in a Rasta life. All we have is genuine faith that leads us to Zion gate. I love righteousness, where Selassie rests his head. Humble children bawling out, oh what a battery. You wanna Sheila, big up yourself, King Selassie, I bless it from here to your toe. Sheila Ryan, big up yourself, King Selassie, I bless it. We have the ancient current, we have the roots and culture. Tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend. NyJAH, the Organizah. Sheila Ryan, forward.
Greetings and welcome to Ancient Current Roots and Culture. I have coming at you today NyJAH, the Organizah, hailing out of Jamaica, residing in Boston, headed to Zion. NyJAH, the Organizah, welcome to Ancient Current.
Bless the love, Empress. So give thanks, Give
yes.
thanks for this.
How's everything?
Everything is excellent and everything is blessed. So give thanks, for life, health, and strength. Yeah, man, it's perfect.
Good, thanks. A warm and welcoming brethren carrying ancient knowing of love and community. NyJAH, the Organizah, again, welcome. Can you tell me about your upcoming works?
Sure. Yes, we have EP coming up very soon. I'm not putting a specific date on it right now, but definitely it's gonna be before the ending of 2022. And it's EP. The title of the EP is named Who is NyJAH? So that's my project basically I'm looking forward to put out on it before the year ends.
Nice. Some of the audience may know your song, The Weed Man. And if not, once you have a moment to listen to it, you will immediately think you know it because it's very catchy. And not only does the song have the ability to deeply ingrain itself in the soundtrack of your mind, but it also calls upon some deeper history of herb. Can you talk about that song and your experience with it?
Sure. Yeah, man, how that song come up basically was that song is based off a life experience that happened to me in Boston when basically that was in those days was like in the 90s, early 95. And basically it was that time around here, people that smoke weed and all that stuff that we didn't get appreciated a lot, especially from the authorities, and we used to get like lots of harassment by searching us, and we have to put the stuff in our socks, sometimes in our crutches and all that stuff, in our thumb, all that stuff just to hide it, So, and basically one day I was going to school and some DT police officer pulled me over basically, and they harassed me in a way and say they saw me yesterday. We're in the same house. So basically, they try to put a description on me. Basically, they said, telling me a lie. So they see me yesterday when they try to, so basically, it was not easy for us as weed smokers, if you want to put it out there like that. In the early 90s, Boston, and we get a lot of harassment from the police. So, and I know that probably was going on in New York and several states over the country in America. Even Jamaica too was getting harassed by police and badly for smoking weed and all that stuff. So, but now we see everything change. So that story was based off a life experience that I went through personally. So it was not pretty back in the days dealing with the officers and the authorities.
I think that many people don't recognize how deeply personal it can be for musicians, for singers, talking about songs, talking about herb, their own experiences, but also historically for specifically Jamaicans or the Rastas or any herb freedom fighter. And historically, can you share a little bit about, your people and even farther back besides the 90s?
Actually, because when I was in Jamaica, because I came from a place, the country, Manchester, that's in Jamaica, and that's and a place they call Melrose Hill, and that's porous. And so whoever know Jamaica, if they know porous, they're gonna go to Melrose Hill and to go to before you reach Mandeville. So I'm a countryman, so I was grew up around smelling weed, seeing weed, so it was natural for me. So but as the system kind of put a stigma on the weed, basically saying like it's not good for you in lots of stuff. They just spread propaganda and the herbs back in the days. That history shows out there, or the doctors just come up and tell all sort of stuff talk about that the herb is not doing this to you and that and that. And but now they find out that it's a different result they're getting from what they try to portray to the masses out there. So herb is bad for you, and it's a gateway drugs to other substance, other drugs out there that basically, you know what I'm saying, that really is not that those are the destroyer, and so the weed farmers, them, and I want to take time out big up all the weed farmers out there that pretty much who growing this plant, because they the one that face go through a lot, and for them to get a little bit of relief right now, and to make something out of it by doing and putting all the hard works, because it's not easy out there planting all that, sitting out in the sun. You got to take care of the plants, and it's dedication, and so all those things come into play. So you know what I'm saying, but as I was saying back towards in Jamaica, because just recently Jamaica start recognizing the farmers them and recognizing weed smoke people that smoking weed. So basically, we Jamaican people known us for that's one of weed is like one of our what do you call it now, biggest attraction. You know what I'm saying? Because when you talk about Jamaica, you talk about reggae music, you talk about weed, and you talk about Rasta. You know what I mean? So all these things going together, you know what I'm saying? So so there's a lot of history out there people could reflect on about what take place in time, So we just give thanks to everything is like we at this moment right now, people the world recognize so this is not a harmful plant. It's a medicine,
For real, healing of the nations. I remember when I was pregnant with my first child, I had somebody that was like, make sure you're not smoking pot during a pregnancy. And the same person had given me a bunch of maternity magazines. It used to be a magazine, now it's online, but all this information for pregnant mothers. And I had come across articles in that, like I already had a knowing and like a overstanding of my own personal belief in that. But in these articles, they talked about a Jamaican study of mothers who had burned herbs throughout pregnancy, and there was all positive content. It was like they're more receptive to their baby, they're more in touch, they're more in tune, they're more willing to hold and to nurse and to connect, all these things. And it's like, there's a concern of small birth weight or whatnot, but really it like opens up to healthier eating and a lot of misunderstanding there for sure. So one song I appreciate of yours is what is it? Straight from the Ghetto. And in that song, you talk about straight from the ghetto, JAH never let us down. Tell us more about that.
And the funny thing that song that you pretty much heard, that song I haven't released that song officially. That song that we did, one of my producers that I work with, Tony G, and his record name in Macadam Records. We did that song, and he was doing a testing. Tested his video, but he ended up saying, hit me up one day and say, let's go do a video. So I thought he was gonna do a different video, and we end up doing a video for that song because he liked that song. And the funniest thing about it, that song we have like about probably like about 13 artists on that song, on that rhythm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so there's some production coming out and look to be coming out on that song very soon. So it's like I'm saying I need to put my song out now officially out there to the world so people could hear it, because basically it's just on YouTube and the video, so they can purchase that song if they do interest in purchasing that song. So I'm kind of curious. You did ask about that song, and that song was basically, it's just a song that I went into the studio, because I'm a person. I usually, when I go to, I don't really write songs. I just go into the studio and I just use song right on spot. Like basically, let's write it right on spot, do it on spot. So basically, it's like I don't really like pre-write it and go to the studio and record it. So that song, like that's how that song came up, and basically, behind that message, this was that, straight from the ghetto. Like we now go back, because it's been a long time. I've been doing this music since 1995, and it's a long time. And I'm not gonna bow. I see a lot of people saying, what I'm saying, that you gotta do stuff in order to, to get out there. What I'm saying, they gotta show no moral, and have no principle and all these stuff in the area. So these are the elements that I pretty much look at and make sure I have myself in that kind of form. Don't lose my morality, don't lose my principle, my humbleness and all these stuff. And I'm saying that coming together. So that's why I say straight from the ghetto. I'm not going to bow, because there's a lot of people that came from the ghetto, if you want to put it like in that sense, and they bow in that sense, or sell out, if you want to put it in that sense. But that was the old myth behind that song, basically.
How are you a revolution?
Excuse me?
How are you a revolution?
How I'm a revolution? I am a revolution because I defend truth and rights.
Truth and rights.
Yeah, I'm all about truth and rights.
Good, thanks. And what is it to be a soldier of love?
To be a soldier of love, it's one of the greatest things, because you have to have love in everything that you do.
So loved. You gotta put inward and outward for real. So Marcus Garvey says, organize and centralize. You carry the spirit of Marcus Garvey as an organizer. Tell me about your name, how you came upon that, how it came upon you.
Yeah, man. And much love goes out to, we call him Big Papa, Marcus Garvey, big up, salute the prophet, the great prophet, the honorable Marcus Garvey, So definitely that name came up. Basically, I put on a lot of events over here, where I reside right now at the moment, and basically you could say New England, throughout New England, I put a lot of shows throughout New England, and my colleagues and my co-workers, them basically say, man, you the organizer, man, because you put on so much shows, and it's like you never stop. You're always trying to put the music fraternity out there, not by the thinking selfish as an artist, because I'm an artist and I do take time out from being an artist to be a promoter. So that's why that name come onto me, and they say, you're the organizer. So the massive out there kind of gave me that name. So that name was not taken as me by myself. They gave me that name, and now I got to live up to that name.
Nice. So it sounds like you've organized shows. What other sort of things have you organized?
I have organized so much stuff that I organized. Some of them major stuff that I organized in Boston. First 2008, I did the first Garrison Award in Boston in Russell Auditorium, and we did bring up some reggae stars from Jamaica, like Perfect and Chesedek, to full IDAS the show. So that in 2008, it pretty much gave like award to everybody in Boston that at that moment pretty much was doing something and contributing to the whole community. Because that was the whole idea behind keeping the award. It's like a recognition award to appreciate our we appreciate the people in the community who's doing something excellent and great, that we need to show them that y'all are well appreciated. Don't think y'all just doing something and we're not noticing. So, and then I did a next event that I kind of like that what we did. It was the Western Front single release bash, and pretty much we had that place. That place was, I never see Western Front like that before, and I've been to Western Front a lot of time, and that place is a very historical place. That place has been around since the 70s, Lots of great acts, there are lots of great superstars been through that place. So when we keep the single research where we feature like mostly Boston artists, because I was responsible for putting out Boston, like promoting Boston artists to the
Okay.
world. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why the name kind of came onto me too. They call me the organizer because I was like dedicated to push Boston music fraternity to the world. So those were a couple of events that I did, and they have more on that I could talk about. But I'm saying that's the event that I put on like in Boston region basically.
All right. So do you have ideas brewing for more projects coming up?
Of course, even the same Garrison Award, we keep it like 5 times. And I was just talking to one of the co-organizers that I did it with recently, like a couple of days ago. He said, "Man, we need to keep it." And he was anxious about it. He said, "Yeah, man, we need to keep it again." So, and the masses out there, like, they're waiting for that bud to come out. They even see something, say Garrison Award coming again. They would be so amped. 'Cause pretty much everybody in Boston did like it because it was keeping them do everybody like in tune, and you know what I'm saying, like
Yeah.
like getting it does when you being appreciated, you feel good in yourself. So it's all about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and there's other events that we're planning before the year ends. So we have a show that's coming up on the 22nd in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. So if anybody is in Rhode Island at that time,
Rhode
they could come
Island,
check it
the
out.
22nd. All right, we'll share that link too. Can do that.
Hmm.
See?
Appreciate that.
I think that's beautiful to appreciate others too, like having the award ceremony. I think a lot of people put a lot of work into what they're doing, and sometimes it might feel like there's no appreciation, and to take that time to honor others, that's cool. So good, thanks.
Yeah, we did. We did. We had fun when we was doing. It was
Yeah,
beautiful thing. Believe me, it was beautiful.
it sounds like it would be.
Mhm.
Your crew have some of these people that you've been working with, have you been friends with them for many, many years? Your song Tell a Friend, it like really calls out to a lot of
Mhm.
people.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. That song basically was basically telling that and basically highlighting um Boston fraternity, artists that doing the thing in the fraternity from Boston. Because I know you interviewed Jerry for it, and Jerry was a close friend of mine, and I did mention him in the song, and
Mhm.
other acts from Boston, I did mention them in the song too. But most of these guys, I've been friends with them for years, past decades. We know each other like you could say like family.
Mm.
The amount of years we know each other, so that's to tell you how the respect, love or respect we have for each other in a sense.
Mhm. It's
Yeah,
beautiful. You mentioned something about good friends are better than what money can spend, or something like that.
yes.
Um, Talk about that
Hmm.
more. Like, why is it so important to have solid friendships and
Of,
connections?
of course, without you remember, you can't live in this world by yourself. Your daughter, your son, your brother, your sister, your mother, everybody is your friend.
Mhm.
Once you can have somebody, you need somebody to talk to. You can't just keep stuff to yourself all the time because you're gonna get clogged up. You need your friend to, you know what I'm saying, to talk to, and that person could say the simplest stuff and that make you feel thousand million times better than you was feeling before. You need good friends around you. And
Mhm.
good friends is better than money you spend because money just fade away. Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
Mhm. How do you handle the pressure?
Ooh, every day I pressure, We say every day I pressure, so we go through the pressure every day. So the pressure make you stronger. If you don't go through pressure, you're gonna use a weak person. You have to go through pressure. Everybody go through pressure in every single in every kind of way. Pressure make you stronger.
Hmm. But pressure
Hmm.
can bust pipes. So, like, how do you handle it? Like, what do
Well, the whole thing about it, or you handle it, when you can't be edgy when there's pressure. You gotta be humble with it. You know what I'm saying? And basically, depends what kind of pressure you're going through at the moment, and what hitting you at the moment. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that basically gonna hurt you, we all have a natural instinct. So when something hits you, there's a like a rebound. like a, there's like a natural, reflex. You know what I'm saying? So if it depends what kind of pressure you're going through. And if you're a very spiritual person and a very humble person, so the pressure, whatever pressure hitting you at the moment, you gotta, you call it now, use up. You gotta work with that. You gotta basically work with that power and try to challenge it. Challenge that power. You know what I'm saying? Because and see what you can get out of it. Don't let it get you down, because that's what that pressure is for. Is to get you down. You see, I got that one. I can go over it. I can work over it because I know it's pressure. Cause once you recognize it's pressure, you gotta fight it. You can't let it win. Cause we're not giving up. Cause that's when you give up. The pressure win. You know? Yeah.
Utilizing it to take you to the next level, to just like.
Of course. That's the word. It's a challenge. Pressure is a challenge. To see how strong you is. Because matter of fact, if you're not strong, you can't handle pressure. If you're a weak person, you can't handle pressure. You're gonna break down and cause a lot of people sometimes some simplest thing. Damn man, it just common sense, Twist it around, turn around, and challenge the power. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Don't let it get to you.
Transformative.
Yeah, that's it.
With the music that you put out, is there a particular crowd you feel like you're catering to, or that you're trying to get your music to?
Not really, because I'm trying to sing music for everybody that everybody could listen to, down to the baby, my grandmother. I don't want to sing music where people going to say, "Oh, I don't like," they don't really feel comfortable listening to that music because they can't really, honestly, relate, but you don't really friendly. It's not a friendly music. I want my music to be friendly, so basically, down to the bees, the dogs, the animal, them could hear it and they start, yeah, for real. If the bird they hearing and they hear that sound, it's just going through the hearing, and that spiritual sound, and they could connect to it and they could relate. So, yeah.
Cool. Well, that's one thing that I just want to say. I really appreciate you for being the organizer and like just being open and receptive to links. And what I have seen in the time that, I have been communicating and reaching to different people, like the links are just firing. And I feel like I want to encourage other people, like, don't be all caught up in your own business. Like this, we can work together as community. And, I just give thanks because it's beautiful to see where we can reach and what we can do, just doing the works of the Almighty and linking up with ones and ones.
Of course, and I really do appreciate you for reaching out to me, and I'm gladly to be a part of the team and work with the Empress and bring the works to the people who really want to see the good works that we offering in our good vibration, basically.
Those who have ears to hear and eyes to see. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Basically, yeah. I'm releasing a track for off the EP, the title track of the EP named Who's NyJAH. I'm releasing that song very soon. Would say the ending of October, going to November. I'm releasing that song, and I have a couple of video shoot that coming up that I'm supposed to do for that song too. So and other shows that I'm doing in between coming up before the year end. I have some shows that I'm supposed to do in Pittsburgh, Massachusetts, coming up in December. And yeah, pretty much that's it for now. I'm basically on the road every weekend. So if you follow me on Instagram, NyJAH the Organizah, Facebook, NyJAH Parker, you definitely would YouTube, NyJAH the Organizah, you definitely would see um, what I'm doing at the moment. Because basically, everything is out there on those platforms. And if they do want to purchase those songs, they're like, here comes the weed, man. Tell a friend. They're available on Spotify and iTunes, Amazon Music, Pandora, all those social music platforms. You could find NyJAH the Organizah music. So if they do interested after listening to the songs that we were talking about, it's out there for them to purchase and download and stream and all that good stuff. And I really appreciate the ones who've been supportive to I and I. Cause it's not me alone. Cause when NyJAH move, it's not me alone. It's a whole bunch of us. I want to big up one unit, big up my family, big up everybody. You know what I mean? I say big up the whole team. You know, cause that's what I was saying. You know, I do this not for myself. You know, I do it for the masses, for the gathering. Yeah, the oneness. You know. Yeah. So people do interesting about linking up with me. I'm saying they could reach out to me and follow me on Instagram or Facebook, and you know, let's and make the relationship make stronger and stronger and stronger. Yeah.
For real. Yeah, so I just want to encourage the audience to check him out online, all those platforms he can be reached, NyJAH, the Organizah, because you support the artists, you know, like I want to encourage ones and ones to support the artists, like their stuff, subscribe, follow them, because it helps us to grow. So, you know, anybody that I'm interviewing on Ancient Current, I want the listeners to like go check them, go follow them, go like them. And we do it for the love, not the likes, for sure, as Chronic said. You know?
Exactly.
But
in an idea, we want to get the message out there to the people, them, and you know what I'm saying. And it's been a long time since we're doing this music, so we don't intend to give up. Cause if it was giving up, we'd have done give up, and if it was for the money, we'd have done give up already. Cause we've been doing this music so long. So in the idea, we just want to put the good works out there for the people, them. Cause by we doing what we're doing right now, we're inspiring down to the ants and the bees, we inspiring. So if we inspire the ants and the bees, we must inspire at least one person out there. So you know, to do some good in the world. Cause we need more goodness in the world, and by we doing what we're doing, we're leaving some inspiration for the younger youth, them, so when they grow up, they could understand there's other way you could do, do something by playing. Cause everybody got to play a part in this world, no matter who do it. You got to play some part by doing some goodness in the world, no matter what you do. Goodness not have to be music, you know.
we all have duties.
Yeah, so we appreciate the ones who've been supportive and been following us and been sharing our music and being on our side. I want to big up Dobby all the way in California, UBM Records. That guy been by my side all these years. I want to big up Brave Prince. I want big up the ones I want. Macadam Records. Much love and respect goes out to the ones, you know.
Blessed. Well, give thanks for the time, for the reasoning, and sharing the words.
Yeah, man.
Blessed love and respect every time. Everyone who's been tuned into Ancient Current, Rastafari Roots and Culture. We've had NyJAH, the Organizah, here today. Give thanks for the time. Honors, respect, and love.
True, Empress. So give thanks, you know. Yeah, man. So tell a friend, tell a friend. Good friendship is better than money you spend. Tell a friend. Salute Sheila, I call you friend. Say me charge them. You me linky. Yeah, man. Sheila, big up yourself. King Celestia, bless you from here to you too. Nah. Yeah.